Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing good today. We're back with some Genshin Impact, so let's get into it. Hope you're all having a good day so far. I've just kind of been busy with some college prep stuff most of the day, but I'm ready for some fun. So without further ado, we got lots of story we need to get through. Hopefully we can get to Inazuma, unless there's like an adventure rank requirement or something for it. I still haven't gotten past 35 yet. I wanna the audio a bit. Alright, there. But yeah, quite a bit done off stream actually. Let's see. Travelers at level 70, Sanglings at level 70. Barbara's at level 50 because I am not ready to find Oceanid yet. As you may have seen already, I'm actually training a Fischl a bit, and she's been quite useful. Onwards with the story. Oh. Hello.
Over there! It's more ruin guards and abyss mages! Dane was just saying how these ancient machines are from Conria. So, did Conria have a lot of ruins that needed to be guarded?
No. Ruin Guard is the name modern people have given these machines. No one called them that 500 years ago.
So
these ruin guards were known as field tillers by the people of Conria.
Field tillers, okay.
Field tillers? What a strange name.
So were they farming equipment or?
It's not like you think. Field tiller was just a code name. The people of Conria like to give code names to their weapons.
Okay. I mean, it's an interesting name to give it.
The land is not to be tilled with farming tools, but rather is to be fought for with steel and blood. This is how the field tiller came about.
Okay.
Fought for with steel and blood? Well, that's an interesting way of understanding tilling. Paimon doesn't think it's a very positive interpretation.
You're not wrong.
After the destruction of Conria, these masterless field tillers went completely out of control. They wandered aimlessly over the centuries, gradually spreading to every corner of Teyvat.
And for some reason they just constantly attack anyone that comes within like a few feet of them.
Perhaps resonating with the sorrow of other civilizations lost to time, they found their way to various ruins across the land, where they lie dormant.
Okay.
That sounds so sad.
That is kind of sad, yeah.
Once you understand more, those details won't mean much to you. But no matter their past, all that remains of them now is the danger they pose. So destroy them all.
Alright. Hello. I don't know if you heard the man, but I did, so let's go. Anyways, tornado, if you will. Okay. I didn't see them drop anything, and at this point I am too nervous to point shot. Why am I always switching to offense? Alright. Barbara. Move this. with his shield. Don't attack the ruin card.
Let's dance.
There we go. Ow. Praise God. It's just me and you. Alright, Rachel. Oz coming. Attaboy, huh?
Go, Barbara.
Electro charge enough.
Windblade.
Touch. None of that.
Nice
There
and
you go.
spicy.
More friends coming out. There we go.
Huh? This abyss mage dropped a talisman.
Oh,
Could it be a communication of some kind?
who knows?
This talisman seems connected to the Abyss Herald. But why would an Abyss Mage be carrying it? Perhaps it really does contain information about their operation.
But Paimon can't read the writing on it. Is that the script of Conria?
Engulf the faith of an enemy in flame, and bring glory to Her Highness the Princess.
Oh?
What? Is that what it says?
Loom of Fate initial operation. They, the Abyss, seem to be carrying out a large operation. The keyword here is Loom of Fate. It seems like they are still launching the operation, or rather, are still conducting preliminary tests.
Loom of Fate? What's that? Is it literally a fate-weaving machine?
I think it might have something to do with that statue we saw last time. That's like hang upside
The
down.
horrible feeling Paimon's been getting. Those eerie ruins are super likely to be related to this fate-weaving operation. So, Dane, what message does this talisman contain?
I'm reading it now. An ambitious operation. But some parts are difficult to understand.
How so?
In short, the first phase of the plan is related to Osile, Overlord of the Vortex.
I don't know exactly, but that sounds like the creature that we defeated in Levi.
The Overlord of the Vortex? You mean that god in the ocean?
Wait, we weren't able to destroy it, I guess?
What do they want with Osile?
The same with the Davlin. Davalin. I don't remember what his pronouncing.
I
I just know who's the dragon
regarding
Vinci
Dvalin,
had.
and I also know of the Abyss Order's role in the Storm Terror incident. Though you may not have been aware of it at the time, you were thwarting an Abyss Order operation similar to this one.
Oh.
Last time it was Venti's old friend. This time it's a huge ancient god. The Abyss Order keeps setting their sights higher and higher.
I mean, I personally think that a dragon's more interesting, like scarier than... Well, actually, no. Normally, I think a dragon would be cooler, but that ocean god did have... It definitely had presentation on its side, at least with the cutscenes.
Will the Abyss Order use their lies and dark magic to corrupt Osile, just as they did Dvalin?
No. From the contents of the talisman, this operation goes one step further.
Oh?
They won't just corrupt Osile's mind. They also plan to use the ancient technology behind the field tillers to completely transform Osile's body.
Huh.
Is that even possible? So wait, the Abyss Order wants to make some sort of cybernetic squid god of mass destruction?
Huh. I mean, on paper, that does sound pretty awesome. That sounds about right.
Very few people today truly understand the civilization of Conria. Though, of course, the accuracy of that understanding itself is difficult to judge.
Huh. Also, stream is dropping a lot of frames still. Hold on. Okay, let's... Okay, I'm only using Streamlabs and Genshin right now. There's nothing else open, so I guess we have to just roll with this.
Only the Abyss Order has consistently sought out the remnants of Khaenri'ah. Despite being far from human, they seek out this lost human civilization quite persistently. The talisman's message states that they will use the defiled statue as a base, attaching Osial's limbs to construct a mechanized god. And the new core that shall replace the orb usually held by the Statue of the Seven is the eye of the very first field tiller.
The eye of the very first field tiller? Oh, Paimon gets it! All those Abyss mages are looking for the special eye, right?
Yeah, probably.
It seems so.
So, gotta find out before they do.
It's getting more complicated. But basically, it all has to do with that eerie statue of the Seven we saw, right?
Yep, pretty much. Also, hold on. Stream is lagging again for some reason. And I need some water. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay. Not really much I can do about that, so... Alright.
Yes. According to the talisman, the eye should be placed in the hands of the defiled statue, thereby imbuing the newly born god with the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia.
Hold on, let me try some things. Give me a sec. Actually, maybe I should switch to the loading screen probably. Okay. Hopefully that should have fixed it a bit, maybe. Might not have, but at least I tried, I guess. This laptop is not being very cooperative. Alright. Anyway, Celestia.
Oh boy, the Abyss Order sure isn't holding back with this plan. Since no one knows where the first field tiller is, how about we take the information about the statue as the starting point for our investigation?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that tone-deaf bard is too difficult to track down anyway. Let's go to the cathedral first and ask around. Maybe we'll learn something.
Alright.
The cathedral.
Coming up.
What's the matter, Dane?
Nothing. Let's get moving.
Okay. Alright, achievements. Alright, let's see what's up next. Honorable try. Let's go then. Okay, so it seems alright now. It's like the frames are just kind of going back and forth with Genshin for some reason.
A huge statue. A grandiose cathedral. The people of Mondstadt clearly spent a great deal of resources and energy to construct them.
Indeed we did.
But how aware of this was the Animo Archon on receiving this gift? And how much did he give back in return?
Faith doesn't ask for anything in return, though, does it?
As long as the gods have a clear conscience about it all, there's nothing I can say about it.
Shh! We're about to enter the cathedral! Don't say anything bad about the Animo Archon! And actually, the Animo Archon is...
Shh.
Never mind!
Yeah, we gotta keep that a secret.
I never specifically said I would enter the cathedral. I'll leave you two to mingle with the sisters.
Huh?
Aren't you curious?
You are the honorary knight of Mondstadt. They will surely allow you to poke into these affairs with their utmost trust. Having me tag along would only make them suspicious.
They don't know you?
Correct. And just as our little friend said, I might say something bad about the church at any time.
Well, he doesn't seem to have anything good to say about the Electro Archon, I think. I think he was the one that told us about the whole vision hunt thing, or it might have been Zhongli though, I don't remember, it's been a while.
When a non-believer steps onto holy ground, the result is never pretty. I have never received the favor of the gods in the past. I don't see any reason I would need it now, or in the future either. That's enough about that. While we've been chit-chatting, the Abyss Order continues to act.
Okay, then we'll just go in ourselves and ask around.
I should warn you about one thing. Don't go mentioning the defiled statue inside the cathedral. The Church of Favonius wouldn't ignore the matter of the statue. But if they rashly tried anything against the Abyss Order, it would only ruin whatever element of surprise we may have. Also, meddling in the affairs of the Abyss usually doesn't end well for anyone.
Fair enough. Alright. I will talk to Barbara.
Anything the knights can do for you?
Alright, Barbara, talk to Barbara. Okay then. There we are, Barbara. Hello, it is I, Mother Barbara. In the summer outfit, I need to speak with you.
Honorary Knight! Hi, how have you been? Do you need anything today?
Yes, I do, actually.
But I should first make it clear that if you need to borrow the Holy Lyre to Hermel again, we cannot oblige.
Nah, we ain't here for that.
It seems she hasn't realized it's just an illusion. Oh, we're here to ask some questions about something. Barbara, have you heard about the first field tiller?
What's that? Field tiller. What does it do?
Okay, so she doesn't know about it.
Of course you wouldn't know anything about that. Okay, next question. Has the church ever lost a statue of the Seven?
Huh? You're here to ask about that old story? Well, I didn't expect that. That was such a long time ago, barely anyone mentions it nowadays.
Huh,
A long time
interesting.
ago, there was indeed one statue of the Seven that disappeared one night without a trace. Nearly every member of the church joined the search for it, but it was never found.
Ah, so that must be the statue they have.
In the church's records, as you might assume, this incident has been called the Lost Statue of the Seven.
Of course!
Of course?
Nothing? So do you have any other clues? Paimon means any other strange stories?
Okay, Palmer, can you just stop talking? That you're making this situation so much worse.
Sorry, Barbara, but we can't tell you about the statue we saw just yet. Like Dane said outside. For your own good.
Yes, but she doesn't know that. For all we know, we might have been the ones that stole it.
Other strange stories? I'm not sure. Let me think about what other unusual incidents are in the church's records. Oh, the tyrant's final fury? No, that's from another time. Probably unrelated.
That sounds cool, though.
The tyrant's final fury?
Oh, this refers to a time of great danger that engulfed Old Mondstadt, the place now known as Storm Terror's lair. Many years ago, there was a time when balls of fire would rain from the sky whenever anyone approached Old Mondstadt.
Balls of fire raining from the sky? How terrifying!
That just sounds like an abyss hunt. Well, not an abyss. A ruin hunter being a jerk and dropping all those missiles all the time.
People at that time believed it was a curse laid down by the god of storms, so they referred to it as the tyrant's final fury. This strange phenomenon continued for about a year. No one was ever able to solve it. It just gradually ceased on its own.
So bizarre.
Right. Later, the theory of the tyrant's final fury became less probable in the eyes of the church. Common reasoning dictates that the god of storms wouldn't shoot fireballs. Perhaps it was something else that caused the disaster. Anyway, this incident might not be related to the lost statue of the Seven, but I just can't think of any other strange incidents that might be.
And I think the fact that you had to mention it here means it probably is going to somehow be involved later on in the story.
It's okay. Thanks anyway.
It might just be a bunch of, like, the fire abyss mages.
There's that pointless word, thank you again. I can never get used to hearing it.
Oh, Rosaria.
Oh, Rosaria, it's you.
If you're looking for the Knights of Favonius, they're busy with those monsters again.
I actually have Rosaria, but I haven't trained her much. Only got her to about level 40, same as the others.
Those monsters?
Those monsters that tried to attack Mondstadt last time during the Storm Terror incident?
Oh.
Wasn't that the Abyss Order? They're at it again?
Indeed. They're gathering in Wolvendom, causing great unrest among the wolves.
Can we see Razor?
Could it be that the Abyss Order is targeting the spirit of Lupus Boreas? As for what purpose, I can't say for certain. Master Jean has already headed off to Wolvendom. I must also begin to make a move myself.
Then I will go as well.
Master Jean said you should stay at the church and continue your work with the clergy.
But you're also a member of the clergy.
Right. We'll go give Master Jean a hand.
Yeah, we will.
Oh, okay. If the honorary knight will be there, then... But please, everyone, be careful. May the Animal Archon protect you all.
I'm gonna know Archon be with you as well. Alright.
I'll protect us.
Well, I should take this time to heal everyone up. Next to Dane's lift. We have news, but first I need to wait for this to finish healing. There we go. Also, Battle Pass stuff. Right, it looks of things. Nice. Now we can focus with the story. Alright, Dane's lift. We're heading to Wolfendom. I think. You are.
I see. Has the Abyss Order already launched a new operation?
Possibly.
This could very well have something to do with the defiled statue. We should go as well.
Alright.
What is the Abyss Order going to Wolvendom for anyway? Are they looking to do the same as they did with Dvalin? Not again!
Oh god, if they try to like control the big wolf. Oh god, I am not going to be able to defeat that guy.
No, that's not likely.
Okay, thank god. I still have yet to beat just a normal version of that wolf. At least without my friends.
Unlike Osial, who was just suppressed, Andreas died long ago. Today, it is just his spirit that stands guard over Wolvendom.
Oh, is that the name of the wolf?
The Abyss Herald may just be targeting the spirit of Andreas in an attempt to garner some information from one of the Animo Archon's old companions.
Huh, okay. But now back to what I said before. I used to play Genshin with my IRL friends a while ago, but most of them haven't kind of been too busy because of college stuff and a bunch of other things, so we haven't been able to play together as much as we used to, but it was still nice. Anyway, I need to get rid of that little punk over here. And now for you.
The Abyss Order!
Yes, it is.
Don't underestimate the enemy. Let's take them now.
Bye-bye, you guys. Alright. Alright. Barbara. Feel the race in time. I don't know if it's better to just like spam left click or like do the stronger attack. And that's not sure. There we go.
There sure are a lot of enemies around here.
Say that
The closer
again.
we get to the target, the more enemies there are. Fits the Abyss Order's style.
Yeah, let's go!
I'm not going any further.
Excuse me?
Huh? Why not? Is it because you're afraid of fluffy animals?
Yeah, that's probably
It
not.
has nothing to do with wolves. It's because Boreas was an ancient god, yet he willingly became a servant of the Seven. I cannot possibly agree with his actions. I don't desire any interaction with him.
Okay.
Besides, you're the one people like. I'm less likable.
Really, despite just
There's
7%.
nothing special about gods anyway. It's just my opinion, but a word of advice. Always be on your guard when around gods.
Yes, because if you're around Zhongli, your wallet is gonna be absolutely empty in 5 seconds. Unless Child's nearby, then his wallet is going down in the toilet.
You shouldn't place too much trust in them.
We can't
But
talk
at the
today.
same time, don't go too far in the opposite direction. Don't go trying to overthrow them or hunt them down.
True. Also, I need to get a drink because my throat is still sore.
Even if the god in question is your sworn enemy.
Alright.
Don't trust them and don't hunt them. That's some awkward advice. Does Dane hate the Seven, or is he protecting them?
So I'm guessing that what he's saying right now is going to be important in the future because sworn enemy that could refer to the Electro Archon Ball, I think her name is. Because she doesn't like people having visions and stuff, and that's something lots of our friends have, so. But don't hunt them. So maybe we might have to get her help with something later on, or something like that.
Lest I repeat the failings of my forebears, I will tell you one final fact.
Yes.
What fact?
The destruction of the nation of Kanria by the gods is the reason the Abyss Order now seeks to destroy the nations watched over by the Seven.
Oh.
Well, enough chit-chat. We should get back to business. I will go take care of the remaining Abyss Order members in the area. Try and keep your visit with Boreas brief. Afterward, let's meet at the entrance to Wolvendom.
Up, there he goes. What a strange man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You also keep your guard up against unfamiliar gods. At the Rite of Dissension in Liyue, your decision was very similar to what Dane would do.
True.
Not the easiest situation.
Honorary Knight, Paimon,
Jin,
what are you two doing here?
we're here to help. And also, there's someone up there you should probably help deal with.
Oh, Master Jean! So glad we found you. Rosaria told us that you came here to fight the Abyss Order, so we came to help.
Then your help is greatly appreciated. The Abyss Order's sudden offensive is very strange. They have surrounded Wolvendom. I am preparing to send out some knights to fight back. I just scouted out all of Wolvendom, but I did not see you. Rosaria told me that the Abyss Order is going after Boreas. But the Abyss Order and Boreas... What is the connection between them?
They just like to cause trouble. Do they really need a reason? The Abyss Order already went after Devalin. It's not too surprising that they would also go after another one of the Animal Archon's buddies.
That is true. Regardless, whether the reason behind the present threat is clear or not, I will handle the situation. Honorary Knight, please go and check if Lupus Boreas is in any danger. As God's spirit. He does not often see people, but I hear that you have met him before. Maybe it is best that you are also the one to meet him this time. Okay, be careful. Thank you for your help, Honorary Knight of Favonius.
Alright. So we gotta find King. But first... Hello. Oh. I didn't know there was a second one there. Well, since you like nature, sir. There we go. And now for you. Oh, hold on, I got a better idea. Come on. Shoot at me. And go die. Goodbye. Alright. Onwards. Oh, actually, I want to get some of the white iron here. Alpha berries, not. I don't know if you can really use these at all. I like collecting stuff. Cool. Okay, so these are gonna take a while, so I have to up the strategy for this. There we go. Them. Okay. Alright. Collect X. And that's one. Pretty sure those two are all that. There's a couple more. Round. Okay. Now I got you. Alright. And don't get the one that. Oh, never mind. These two. I can just use this tree and. There we go. Now for the Wolf King. Oh no.
Look! Over there, it's Razor! And the Abyss
Razor!
Herald!
Razor! Oh no, the Wolfman. Big Wallace.
You not welcome here.
Hey Razor! Finally you're here.
So, the wolf's wretched spirit likes to raise wild pups now. You claim to be a guardian, yet your once sharp claws have clearly dulled since your days of godly glory.
Oh.
If you serve us, we can restore your divine powers you once held in the past.
Not happening, so.
Lies. Lies.
What the heck is this ceremony? He looks like he's in a lot of pain. Oh,
Definitely.
no. Is this the same thing they did to corrupt Dvalin's mind?
Wolves never surrender. But this can't go on.
Alright, the best Herald, you're going down.
No matter how many times you resist us, your efforts are all in vain.
Not really. I didn't have too much for obeying you last time.
Bow before the abyss.
No thank you. Oh. Gotcha.
Abyssal roar.
Ooh. I don't think so. Good stuff. Oh. Alright. Alright, Oz. You and me, buddy. Let's go.
Windblade.
Sure. Oh. Okay, so.
As you wish, main Fräulein.
There we go. Oh boy. Now you're falling, sir. Yeah. Hey, let's get some fries and damage off on him. Ow.
By royal decree.
There you are. Took you long enough, Oz. Alright, look at it. You're being a little too nice. And that'll be missed or not.
Oz, reveal thyself.
Yes. Hey, buddy. And. Oh. But walked right down into that one.
Booba, get them.
Oh. Nice. There we go.
Disappear.
Oh. Oh, did not expect that there. Hey, fifth. Did you not, sir? There we go. Thank you, Oz.
The ceremony was interrupted. How fortunate for you. How does an old spirit have such determined will? No matter. This is but a small unforeseen variable. Our grand scheme will not be affected.
It disappeared again!
At least we stopped them.
Thank you. You came. Just in time.
You're welcome, Razor.
Human Lupercal, I am ashamed that you must see me in my present state.
That's alright, we saw a dragon in the same state as you, basically. You aren't the only one who's had trouble like this.
But still, the Abyss Herald underestimated my strength.
Wolves are really tough creatures.
Lupus Boreas never refuses trial, but scary outsider, not respect trial rules.
I guess he means like the whole fighting him thing.
I too didn't see the trap.
Wait, so you mean the Abyss Order had everything prepared to corrupt Lupus Boreas' mind, then lured him out under the pretense of challenging him in a trial?
It's not your fault,
Thank
Razor.
you. In the future, my claws must get sharper.
They should. We need to get him a buff.
You smelled danger and came here?
Well, not smell.
No, we heard about the danger. Hyman's notes doesn't even know what danger smells like. Besides coming to help, we actually have something to ask you about too. Excuse us, Mr. Wolf God. Do you know anything about the first field tiller?
Yes, I was
I
very
pay no heed to the contraptions of humans. I know not what this field tiller is. Though there was indeed one human-made machine that I can never forget.
Oh?
It entered into my proving ground by accident, and I mistook it for a challenger. But it could not think, only fight. It was designed as a pure killing machine from top to bottom.
Okay, but like, you would definitely wreck any ordinary ruined guard, right?
I eventually damaged it greatly with one of my attacks. Before it fell to the ground, it fled the proving ground.
By the sounds of it, it's possible that could have been the very first field tiller, right?
Okay, so... Well, ruined hunters can also shoot missiles, so... Best option is probably could it spin.
Yes, it could spin, leap high into the air, and even shoot fireballs.
Oh.
Although no match for a god, it was stronger than even many who wield visions.
Okay, so it can spin, leap high into the air, and shoot fireballs. That definitely sounds like a ruined guard, alright? I'm pretty sure that is related to the Tyrant's Final Fury thing Barbara was talking about before.
Fireballs? Hey, didn't we hear this somewhere else recently as well? Anyway, this pretty much proves that the first field tiller came to Mondstadt, doesn't it? It sounds like the first one was way stronger than the mass-produced ruin guards that came after. But in this story, it was damaged at the proving ground while fighting the Wolf of the North.
Don't know. But did we help?
Sort of.
Yes,
Yeah.
you were a big help. Thanks. We need to keep investigating something super important. The Abyss Herald may have left, but the Abyss's forces are still attacking. You two be careful.
Yes, I smell more danger. Bigger danger. You too. Also, be careful.
We'll do our best to be.
Now that was some good
Alright.
intel. Quick, let's go tell Dane.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I guess I was a lot stronger than the last time I tried challenging the wolf, but still, I was at least like level 40-ish, and I didn't even get past the first form. So I think I'm just gonna pass on fighting the big wolf guy until later. Anyway, so we have information for it. Oh, I probably should have just teleported instead. Ah, well.
Dane, there you are. Did you see Master?
I saw her,
No.
but purposely avoided her.
Oh, okay, he did.
As both the Lion Fang Knight and acting Grand Master, she naturally would have some reservations towards me. If
Really?
I'm not careful, one day I may find myself becoming the object of one of her investigations.
Huh.
Back to the matter at hand. I defeated some of the Abyss forces, but wasn't able to gather any information. Did you have more success?
Wait, are you sure? You said you defeated some of the Abyss forces, but there are some, like, right over there that you didn't beat up yet.
I see.
Alright, but I really don't like it, like, when games have cutscenes that are just fade to black with some text over it. It just feels lazy to me. I mean, I get it would probably be a pain to have, like, us go through all of it, but still.
Well then, we can more or less figure out where the first field tiller ended up.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Huh? Really? Just from the Lupus Boreas story?
That information combined with a more comprehensive analysis. For example, the old story you told me you heard in the cathedral.
Tyrant's Final
Exactly.
Fury, yes.
The strange story told to you by that young sister, long mistaken to be a curse rained down by a deceased tyrant.
Fireballs were from missiles.
Paimon gets it. So the Tyrant's Final Fury was really just missiles fired from the field tiller after it ran from Wolvendom. After it was damaged in the fight with the Wolf of the North, it must have wandered into the ruins of Old Mondstadt and stayed there.
So how did we not encounter it at all during the... Wait, hold on, actually. I remembered. There were a couple of rune guards that were just kind of sitting around there in Storm Terror's lair, but for some reason we couldn't fight.
Then, whenever anyone got close, pew, pew, boom! It would fire a ton of missiles at them. Until one day, it finally broke down for good, and the fireballs stopped raining from the sky.
Yeah, there are a couple broken down ones.
Back then, the people of Mondstadt hadn't seen many ruin guards before, so they came to interpret it as the Tyrant's Final Fury.
It looks like we need to make a trip to Storm Terror's lair and comb the entire area.
No need.
What do you mean?
I remember.
Huh? You mean... Oh, Paimon remembers too!
Yep.
We saw that abandoned ruin guard sitting atop the tower when we went there before. Can't forget something like that.
Alright, so we know where to go. Alright. Not Statue of the Seven. I think the waypoint is going to get us a bit closer. At least it should be at the very top of it. Yes, it is. All we need to do is just... There it is.
This is it! look for the eye.
Got it. Wait, what?
Ooh, so what did you see? Huh?
Huh.
Nothing? Oh, but Paimon was so excited.
Unless the Abyss got to it first.
What's going on? Are you sure you did it right?
This requires another method. Using elemental sight on a field tiller is of no use because it is not powered by the elements. Let me give it a try.
Oh. What's that?
And done.
Oh.
Wow! It's
the very thing the Abyss Herald has been seeking all along. The eye of the first field tiller. All of the ruin guards today are just replicas of this machine. As the prototype, its combat capability was unrestricted.
Prototype? Oh, Paimon doesn't know that word. Is it another ancient term from Conria?
No.
As the Abyss Order has surmised, if this eye is placed in the hands of the defiled statue, and if the limbs of Osial, Overlord of the Vortex, are attached to the statue, there you have a mechanized god.
So we should probably be destroying this thing. I'm assuming.
And this newly born god will have the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia.
Yes.
Then, what should we do with this eye?
Hide it somewhere where no one can find it. Put it under the guardianship of the Church of Favonius. Probably put it under the guardianship of the Favonius Church, but the better choice would be just destroy it completely.
No. I'll guard it myself.
Okay.
Huh? You? Dane? You won't go and do anything crazy with it, will you?
I mean, he might. We don't know him completely well.
You may doubt me if you wish, but I must ensure it does not fall into the wrong hands.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, we were able to steal that book a while back from the Church of Favonius without too much issue.
No matter where we may hide it, they will find it. And as for the Church of Favonius, well, you know I don't trust them.
Oh, right.
But our work isn't done yet. To avoid any further repercussions, we must also take care of that defiled statue.
I don't know what to
We
say.
can't have the church get involved. Let's handle it ourselves. As for what I mean by take care of it, naturally I mean to completely destroy it.
Makes sense. Wait.
Destroy it? That's a statue of the Seven! As well as being a really important cultural relic, they're actually divine too!
Oh, okay, so... I thought he was talking about... I wasn't paying too much attention. I thought he was talking about the eye thing, but... I mean, destroying the statue is also a pretty viable strategy. Though, like Paimon says, it's probably not the best one. Because of those reasons.
Well, good thing we didn't tell Barbara earlier. Otherwise she'd be going completely bonkers right now.
I wonder what the barber in my team is probably thinking. Is like, what? No.
Do the Seven really expect me to help them look after what belongs to them? Let's go back to those ruins and destroy the inverted statue.
Okay.
If we are lucky, we will also run into that Abyss Herald.
If we are lucky.
I'll make sure it doesn't get away this time.
Alright. I entered. Alright, use the teleport waypoints. Also, I think I saw like a little red thingy, so I think you. Oh, okay. Okay, it's not much. Part of me wants to fight you, but Oh, I can fight you. Why not? Whoa, hold up.
By royal.
There we go. Thank you, I'll deal with him later, I think. But right now, story time. Oh. I might want to make a stop for this if I have one of the... I do have a key. Yes, 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 yes. Take it all, take it all. So they're right down here. There it is. Let's go. 46, no problem. Okay, so it says that I can mend. One of them is cryo, so as much as I like fish, I think I might want to go with Kaya for now. I mean, he's level 70, so
I'm looking forward to this.
probably better. But no idea, it's gonna be fine. Alright.
So after all that running around, we end up right back here again. Look at us.
Pretty much.
We barely escaped this place last time, and now we're strolling right back in. Gee, surely we must be some of the bravest adventurers in all of Teyvat. That or the stupidest. To get to that
Perhaps.
creepy statue, we just need to follow the path we used to escape last time. That should take us right to it.
Nope.
Yep, that'll work. Let's go. And remember to be on your guard.
Now how am I supposed to do this? Like, how am I supposed to avoid all of these? Let's go. Hope for the best. Okay. Okay. A lot easier than I was expecting.
Looks like we're here.
Yep, we are.
An eerie, lifeless, dark chamber. I understand the evil aura you were describing earlier.
So I just realized we have literally brought the Eye of the First Ruined God, like what the Abyss Order wants, right over to the statue they wanted to attach it to. We did not think this thing through. Like, if there's anyone still here, they could just take it from us and give it to the statue thingy.
Oh, such a scary place.
Be careful to not be overwhelmed by the power of the defiled statue. The Abyss Herald. It's here.
And you brought the eye because...
You sense correctly.
Yep, easier.
You are just as vexatious as ever, Dainsmith, enemy of the Abyss. I sense your soul is stained by terrible bloodshed, perhaps from your darkest nightmares, unless... Oh, and something far more dangerous. You reek of a corruption familiar to me.
Is that what's going on with his face? I thought it was just like part of a mask or something.
Then we are the same. We're both dangerous. But dangers from outside of the Abyss Order must be caught and caged.
It is your words that forever reek of corruption. Time to silence you!
Alright, let's bring him down.
Bow before the abyss.
Oh. Oop. Alright.
Freeze.
There we go. Ooh. Okay, now it's time to retreat.
Dodge this.
There we go.
Wind blade. With the wind.
Okay. Oh, you two. That's what happened. Well, at least there's no water one. Well, no ice one. Intel with, like, the water mages, these guys are absolute mini. Dang it.
Come on, we can do it.
Please just get out of here, fire guy. Now for there we go. Okay. 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 What? Okay. Ow. Any time for this, definitely. See as ice.
Wind blade. Cool it.
Oh.
Dodge this.
No, it won't. Not while I'm here. Oh. There you go again.
The end is nigh.
Bro.
Freeze. This moment will be frozen in time. Dodge this.
I don't think so, sir.
The world will fall.
Cool it. Disappear.
Oh.
Freeze. Wind blade.
Come on. Place. Oh. Stop. Ooh. Ooh. Let's see. Oh. Thanks a lot. Whoa. Whoa. Hold on. What's that? No. Is that our sister?
Princess.
What? 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 What?
Hey! Could that be?
Lily?
Ether.
What's going on here? What's going on here, Lily?
Wait! She just blocked an attack against the Abyss Herald!
Yeah.
Your sister and the Abyss?
Ether, why are you with Dane?
What's going on here?
Your sister knows Dane?
Apparently.
Lumine, we meet again.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Dane knows her too?
You shouldn't team up with this man.
Why?
He is my enemy.
Okay, but
Lumine.
the Abyss.
But it must be said. Don't try to stop me. Don't try to stop the Abyss.
I'm sorry?
That man, Dainsleif, was the Twilight Sword, one of the royal guards of the final dynasty of Conria. 500 years ago, he failed to prevent the destruction of Conria.
Oh.
A curse of immortality was laid upon him to forever wander the wilderness, while he watched the people he was supposed to protect turn into monsters of the Abyss.
Oh. So that's why they want to destroy like every single place that's guarded by the 7 Archons.
You're saying Dane is from Conria? The same Conria that was destroyed 500 years ago?
They mentioned it was old.
And you said the people turned into monsters? You're trying to tell Paimon that the Abyss Order is not only related to Conria, but is actually the people of Conria themselves?
That explains why some people can actually understand their language and stuff like that, but... So that's...
The whole thing about Dane being your enemy... Oh, Paimon's so confused.
Home. Yes. Of course. Home is wherever we are together. But I cannot go with you to the next world to find a new home. At least, not yet.
Lumine, what's going on?
Until the Abyss has engulfed the thrones, my war with destiny will see no end.
What?
Listen to me, Ether. I have already traveled through this world once. Once you reach the end of your journey as I did, you will see for yourself the true nature of this world. So we'll meet again. Though we need not rush, brother. I have more than enough time to wait for you. We have always had enough time.
Oh.
Left.
That is one plot twist and a half. So all this time we're trying to find our sister, and then she goes and does this.
Oh, don't be too sad. We'll find them again. Look on the bright side. At least we got some really useful information.
I guess, but Dainsleif did end up going through with them, so odds are they have that eye of the ruined guard that they need.
That's right. At least now, as well as the 7, Dane is also a key part of finding your sibling too, right?
Another objective forge.
That's right. By the way, what they said just now is all pretty confusing. Did you understand it at all?
Most of it. Apparently Lumine doesn't really like this world so much, and she wants to destroy lots of the Archons.
Let's go over it
Something
again.
like that. Or at least like he's working with the Abyss to destroy everything the Archons hold dear and places they guard that.
First off, that Abyss Herald called your sister Princess. It seems like your sister is leading the Abyss Order. Even the Abyss Herald answers to her. Still, we don't know for sure if she's the highest ranking leader in the organization. Also, your sister said that she wants to engulf the thrones and go to war with destiny. What the heck does that mean? Could it be that she wants to destroy the 7 and the 7 nations?
That is the Abyss's goal overall, and sounds about right, but war with destiny sounds a lot like the whole fate thing that their operation's built around.
Next thing, turn the Abyss Order monsters are really what the people of Conria turned into after their nation was destroyed. This story is just plain terrifying.
So every time we've destroyed Heracles, and Abyss mages, we just kind of been beating up people.
And Dane is from Conria too! He witnessed its destruction 500 years ago. But he didn't turn into a monster. And now he's fighting the Abyss Order. So that's why your sister said that Dane is her enemy, right? But if the monsters of the Abyss are the same people that Dane protected all those years ago, then why is he enemies with the Abyss Order now?
Probably doesn't agree with the whole thing they're trying to do.
Also, how come after all this time we spent searching for your sister, it turns out she's on the side of the Abyss? What's up with that?
What is up with that?
Yeah, you're right. Then we can't let ourselves get down about it now. Our journey's not over yet. Let's get a move on. Time to leave this terrible dark place and get back to the surface where the sun shines bright. If your sister wants you to reach the end of your journey, well then, show her what you're made of. Come on, traveler. Let's go.
Alright. Wow, that is certainly something. Alright. Wait, hold on. Okay, so I almost missed this. Thank God. Have a sleep? Yeah. I was not expecting that. Oh, how was it? There's still lag there. Anyways. Leeway Highway, let's go. Alright, okay, but like after something big like that, there's no way they're going to have anything else but in between this and like Azuma, right? Like it's going to ruin like the whole kind of tone the story is kind of set up for us. But another teleport path I could have just went to.
Are you okay? Paimon never imagined your sister would have sided with the Abyss.
Still can't accept it.
Keep your chin up. Paimon believes in both of you. And when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Right? She said we needed to reach the end of our journey. Paimon bets she still has lots more to tell us.
Also, if the siblings are like the sibling you don't pick is like the leader, like prince or princess of the Abyss orders. I wonder what's it like for like when Aether is like the one opening the Abyss. Like did the dialogue change at all?
And we won't find out what this journey is or where it will end unless we keep going.
Thank you, Paimon.
Then Paimon will be sure to keep up the good work. Although, where should we go next? If we want to continue with the journey...
I still need to find that god.
Oh, you mean the god that took your sister away in the first place?
Ooh, they could have something to do with the Abyss Order, maybe.
After all, everything that followed All this confusion? It all started with her.
And I don't know if she's an Archon or anything like that, but we don't know for sure.
Ooh, Paimon supports that idea. Just the thought of it's so satisfying. Well, we've ruled out 2 gods so far, the Animo and Geo Archons. So, next...
Let's find the Electro Archon to go to Inazuma, please.
Paimon doesn't think we can simply walk into Inazuma. Zhongli said it was a closed nation. We'll have to find some other way in. Why don't we ask someone from Inazuma how to gain entrance?
You said there's someone.
Oh, Paimon's thought of someone already. Atsuko and Leo
Is
Harper.
that-
She's from Inazuma. Let's see what she has to...
Alright, let's go. Hey, Atsuko. Can we teleport to you? Okay, we pretty much can. Teleport. Alright. Now we are finally getting to Inazuma after all this time. Alright. Stamina up. There we go. So, I don't remember actually meeting you. Please tell me how to get to Inazuma, please.
Oh. Hello. Oh, I mean good fortune, right? I'm still learning to talk like a local. Is there anything I can help you with?
We wanted to ask, how do we get into Inazuma?
Oh, so that's why you're here. Well, there is a way.
Great! We came to the right person!
But the chance of success is incredibly small.
Huh. Incredibly small? Then how did you get out of Inazuma in the first place?
It was in leaving Inazuma that I found out just how dangerous this method truly was. All I had to rely on was a little wooden raft that I'd put together myself. There was a storm raging ahead of me, and my pursuers were close on my tail. After I'd escaped their clutches, I floated on the open ocean for I don't know how many days. My rations and fresh water supplies soon ran out, and I remember getting to the point where I was sure I'd reached the end. Then I blacked out, but to my surprise, my journey didn't end there. Or to put it another way, a new beginning found me.
Someone for Leeway saved you?
That's right. I escaped by the skin of my teeth. The fact that I'm even alive to tell the tale must be a sign that the gods were watching over me.
Was this Zhongli?
What a horrible journey! And you set off knowing how dangerous it was? Why?
Well, because everything is just too restrictive over there. The atmosphere is so stifling. The Kanjo Commission subjects everyone leaving or entering the nation to a protracted approval process, and I felt like I didn't belong there.
Kanjo Commission? What's that?
Along with the other 2 commissions, they oversee everything in Inazuma. We usually collectively refer to them as the Tri-Commission. I suppose they're equivalent to the 8 trades under the Liu Chising. One of the obligations of the Kanjo Commission is to conduct rigorous identity checks on all individuals leaving or entering Inazuma. All non-nationals are processed centrally on Rito upon arrival. Meanwhile, the Tenryo Commission is responsible for implementing the recently promulgated Vision Hunt Decree. They act like the executive arm of the Raiden Shogun's rule. Loyal, yet unfeeling. It doesn't feel good to speak ill of my home like this. But after spending so long under that oppressive atmosphere, I begin to lose all hope for the future. What I mean to say is, unless you have an extremely compelling reason to go to Inazuma, you should abandon your plans of trying to get there.
I have a compelling reason.
You should know that the sea around Inazuma is engulfed in a perpetual tempest of wind and rain. Supposing you survived that, you would still need to get past the samurai guards that enforce the Sakoku Decree, the closed nation policy of Inazuma. And even if you did manage to find a way, you'd still have to produce the necessary documentation at the Rito Center for processing Outlanders. Otherwise, you'd be kicked out immediately.
Seems like they really don't want anyone setting foot in Inazuma, huh?
They only set that up as a port to guarantee a supply of goods and information to the island. Most Outlanders would be unable to acquire the documentation needed. But if you really are set on going, there is one thing you could try.
Okay. The raft idea sounds a little on the dangerous side. Plus, Paimon would definitely get seasick.
And we do have a boat because of the summer event.
That's not what I meant. You could ask someone from the Crux fleet if they have some way of getting you to Inazuma. They're well known in Liyue. Voyaging far and wide has made them a well-traveled group with a wide range of experiences. They may just know how to break through the storm.
But it's an armed fleet, right? Why would they agree to a request like this?
That part is up to you. If you're able to persuade their captain, Beidou, then the hardest part will be out of the way.
I have Beidou.
The Alcor is the flagship of the Crux fleet. I heard that it's currently anchored by Guyunstone Forest on a supply run. This might be your best chance.
Then there's no time to lose. Let's go find Captain Beidou.
Alright. Alright, come on. Oh dear. Huh? Wait. So how am I supposed to get all the way over here though? So the Alcor. Done. I put up here maybe. Oh no. Yeah, no. So I'm guessing. I don't know. How am I supposed to get all the way over there? There's no way I know one way maybe I could get there, but there's no way I'm going to use like the ice bridge thing with Aya all the way there. I don't know any other way. I don't know what the Alcor even is though. Alright, let's see. Hold on. Alright, there. Can I talk to you again about everything? Okay, still nothing. How am I supposed to get all the way there? Just go to the Archer, but the Alcor. I mean, is it one of these boats, maybe? I could climb the earth on. Okay, but like, how are we supposed to? Maybe have a use that belt. Alright. That case. I mean, I went on that before a few times actually off stream, but I might as well try it. Nice. Get on up here. And try to get as close as I can. That actually worked before. But it feels like the boat got a lot farther away. Maybe I should have gotten a food item that helps with stamina. Might as well. Okay. Oh. How did this happen?
Let the show be. Maybe if I go from over here. Oh, is it that? Might be that pirate ship or that. Well, it looks like a pirate ship at least. Okay. Let's go all the way to the top of. I think here should be good. It should. Maybe one up here will help a little bit.
Up. Okay. Nope. Well, I might as well check the achievements. This nice. Increase stamina consumption. I'll just use this one. Alright, let's go. Should have enough to at least climb on. Come on. Maybe I'll slow down a bit. Alright. Yes. Okay. We are good. Hello everyone. It's me again. No potatoes here by the looks of things. Nope.
Life is short, so
Alright.
eat, drink,
Yeah,
and be merry.
Okay. You. Yeah. Then we're gonna do something similar to before. This time we're gonna try and make it over to them. I don't know if it's gonna work. Maybe I make it over to that island. Can I climb this? No. Can I make it? It's high enough? Alright, let's try it. This doesn't seem like a good idea, but... Nope. Stamina gonna last... No. I mean, we can at least try. Speed that increases stamina, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that is gonna help us much. Alright, let's see. Okay, we can. Is there any more that... I don't think so. Yeah. How close did we at least get? Okay, not at all. Well, might as well use as much stamina as we can and get this over with. And that's what I need. I need to go heal everyone up and go to Statue of the Seven. And you know what, you're gonna swallow my pride and just try going through the whole thing with Kaya, I guess. The only strategy I can think of, unless there's supposed to be a boat you can get onto, but I do not know. Alright. Let's go. This is gonna be an interesting journey, but
what's the hurry?
I'm gonna try it, I guess. Maybe I should at least get onto that boat for. Wait, no, I can't go onto the boat before I head start because what am I gonna say? Edit. I can't really access the ground from there, so I won't be able to use my eyes. There it is. Actually, I think I know about another secret. Yeah.
Freeze.
You can like increase it with the traverse. When
dodge this.
Feels like too much of a close call though.
Freeze.
Yeah, this one a little better, it's a little less time in between.
Dodge this.
I mean, it's working, it's just that take a while. Oh joy. So, how was everyone else's day so far? I found out the Traveler's sister is really a bad guy this whole time. How about you all?
Cool it.
Well, I'm actually, because in terms of real life stuff,
dodge this.
I think I said already, but like I've been getting quite a bit more done in terms of college preparations.
Freeze.
My mom's got me a lot of stuff for my dorm room.
Dodge this.
Turned in all the COVID vaccine forms and stuff like that. Some required online training.
Freeze.
So I don't have too much more else to do except mentally prepare myself because I'm gonna have to move in just a few weeks. Like, I think I need to keep around like the 25th. No, like the 25th or like the 19th. One of those two. No, it's definitely the 25th, but yes. Not, either way, it's not too far from now, so it's been nerve-wracking. And I don't know how college is going to affect my streaming. Probably not going to be able to do 4 streams a week like I used to, but hopefully I can make some time for it. And hopefully, if I do have a roommate, they don't mind it. Or at least that the dorm rooms will be big enough for them to not have to worry about it.
Dodge this.
But if that's the case, I guess I'll
freeze.
I just have to get another room then, just for myself then.
Dodge this.
I mean, that is what I was hoping for before, but
freeze.
It's apparently really expensive to have a single room, so I guess it's because they don't. The colleges don't want to spend too much money on just living space. Still. I mean,
dodge this.
You should note that some people out there at least want privacy, and that $1,000 extra dollars, I'm pretty sure, for a single room is a bit much.
Dodge this.
But if someone wants a single room, you also have to sacrifice having someone to help with laundry and stuff like that, so I don't know, just gotta rant about that.
Dodge this.
But yes.
Dodge
That's
this.
high school.
Freeze.
But I mean, at least one of my real life friends from high school is coming with me. They're coming to the same college as I am, so that'll be nice at least. We can't be roommates because we're different genders, but we can at least still see each other around on campus at least.
Cool it.
We're gonna miss everyone else though. But I wish them the best with what colleges they're planning on going to.
Cool it.
And outside of that, I've been doing a little more work on the Shin Godzilla drawings. I still find it really difficult to make some good looking, like, dorsal spike for the Godzilla.
Freeze.
Just don't look right, and first Shin Godzilla form it looked off, but all the changes I tried to make just make it look worse. I don't know what to do about that.
Dodge this.
I keep saying that I should ask like any artists I know about advice, but I never get around to asking them. I'm too nervous to talk to anyone on Twitter, and Discord, anything.
Cool it.
Yes.
Dodge this.
And I was looking forward to playing Fossil Fighters Champion this Friday, I believe. I had so much fun for the original game. I really hope that this new one could make a good impression on me.
Cool it.
And I also would like it if
Dodge this.
there would be like a port for Fossil Fighters, or maybe a whole new game for the Switch. I would absolutely get that.
Dodge this.
And it wouldn't be the first game series to come out of a super long hiatus with new games. Like Ratchet and Clank and
Dodge this.
I think Sonic to some extent. Maybe.
Freeze.
Probably Spyro. But yes.
Dodge this.
It's a darn good video game series, except for Frontier, what I can tell. But I mean, I haven't tried it for myself again, so who knows? Maybe it might actually be a hidden gem.
Freeze.
So the reviews I've seen are turning me a bit off from the game, but
Cool it.
I mean, I could give it a try at least.
Dodge this. Cool it.
I don't know if this is supposed to be the strategy you're supposed to use to get to Kato, but I'm trying it. It's probably someone screaming that I'm doing this completely wrong. Or maybe they're just better with better cryo units that can do this way faster. It probably is.
Freeze.
There are some really good cryo units out there, I'm pretty sure. I think Chi-Chi's cryo. Anyu might be cryo too, I think. Or Electro. Not sure. I've only seen like snippets of their actual gameplay. But yeah, that's all I've got for now. So let's follow. Ooh, Geosigil. More. And I used the key before. I would like to leave a mark here. Need the key. Perfect. Just to let me know. I don't see anything important around here. I don't think. Besides this. Well, there might be something around here though. That's a big unit.
What's the hurry?
Actually no, I'm pretty sure Bluefin at least can get even bigger than that, from what I've heard.
Freeze.
Actually really big fish. But it's quite surprising, like, to most people probably, because they come in such tiny cans, but King Row is huge. But also Goliath groupers, which I think those guys get even big. Don't know the exact sizes, but I've seen one compared to the size of a boat, sort of, a really small boat. They really live up to their name like Goliaths.
Dodge this. Cool it.
Also, there's actually this, which is really cool, but also maybe possibly weird or scary fish depending on who you ask. Freshwater fish called the snakehead, actually. Invasive species in some areas, but
freeze.
Something cool about it is that it can actually breathe and move around on land for a short amount of time. They can't do it forever, but for a good while at least, they can breathe air. They can move from like rivers to other rivers in like short distances at least.
Cool it.
And I think that's something really cool about them. I didn't know there was one particular fish that is actually a native fish that's actually been helping out with snakeheads in areas that they're invasive to. I think largemouth basses are like the only fish that can really threaten them.
Dodge this.
Largemouth bass are basically like grouper fish, freshwater. Like they basically just swallow anything like reasonably smaller than they are.
Dodge this.
So I don't know if they can swallow the adult whole, but
freeze.
Probably a danger to like young snakeheads. I feel like
Dodge this.
I don't remember exactly, but I think snakeheads might actually be some of the only fish to really exhibit like parental care. So that's probably a challenge for if the largemouth has to try eating them.
Dodge this.
trouble is, despite how scary they may seem, I don't think snakeheads have actually really hurt anyone too much. Like, from what I've read, they don't attack humans usually at all. Like,
Dodge this.
might only attack if, like, you stick your finger in the water and they think it's small prey, but, like, if they see you waddling around in the water, like, see your legs and everything, they're probably gonna know you're a creature way larger than they are, and they're going to just swim away peacefully. Unless you're near their offspring, then that might change things a bit, I'm not sure. It'd probably be more reasonable for them and the babies to swim away instead of the parents trying to attack you. Also, because this game of fish feed and grow, not too long ago I learned about this really large freshwater fish called the arapaima. And I've seen pictures of them and I really like how cool they look. Also, what other fish? Actually, I want to tell you guys about this one. Frilled sharks. They're a bit terrifying to look at, but they are a really interesting species of shark that were thought to be extinct for the longest time until one just kind of popped up in, I think, Japan, and not too long. I think it was quite a while ago, actually, but just kind of popped up around Japanish, I think. People were able to get footage of them.
Dodge this.
They're supposed to live like really deep underwater nowadays, so basically the one that was found a lot closer to the surface, it might not have lived for very long because it's not adapted to like kind of water pressure nearer to the surface of the waters. But it is an interesting thought that, again, who knows how many other wildlife might still be out there and we don't know. I don't think I can say the same for creatures like megalodons, though, because they primarily eat whales, and they'll live closer to the surface, so if there were megalodons, we would probably know at this point. But anyways, we finally made it. Hi. You're the traveler? What are you doing here? Hello? Don't ask how I got here. It's a long story. Very, very long story. Looking for a captain. Does she look like she's someone you can just come looking for if you please? Or someone get over here. Tie this stowaway up and feed him to the fishies. Wait, what? Alright, what's all the ruckus? I'm guessing that's hers. There are no animations or anything though of anyone walking up, so I'm assuming. This stroll maker snuck in here, said they're looking for. Well, they're up to no good, I'll wager, and I thought I would just deal with this person for Beto. I saw scary people at any old house, or Captain Beto will skull you upside down. Alright, off you go, cool your head. Now then, traveler, what business might you have with the captain? I'm off to Inazuma. Want to go Inazuma by ship? You best see the captain herself about this. She's on board right now. Seems she's deep in thought recently. Keep your eyes open and try not to disturb her. Got it. Also, we've been anchored here for quite a while due to different orders, which has led us to quite a few delays. If you're willing, why don't you go around and see the ship and see who needs help? Alright. And thank you, Kaya, for your services. That was a solid 20-ish minutes, I think. Like me just talking and just explosion, but you know what? We finally made it. Ooh. This ballista you got here. Cool.
What
Hello.
have we got here? Wait, I know you. You're that traveler, aren't you? The one who fought against the Fatui and Osile, right?
My reputation precedes me, but looks of things.
Ningguang told me about you. A traveler of great insight and remarkable skill has saved Liyue, she said. She's a hard one to please, so praise from her is high praise indeed. I remember thinking at the time that it'd be good to meet you in person. Judging by the clothes on your back and this floating thing, I guess that time has come.
Hey! The name's not Floating Thing, it's Paimon!
No, it's emergency food.
Paimon? What a fascinating being. You two give off not only the essence of wind and earth, but also of... yes, the stars.
Oh hey, I think this is a guy that I have on the thumbnail I'm gonna put on the video.
Huh? The fragrance of what now? That's the weirdest compliment Paimon's ever heard.
Pay it no heed. I mean only to say I am certain that it is by fate, not chance alone, that we should meet. And that gives our encounter meaning.
Is this guy Bard by any chance?
You're not far off, but they go by a different name in Inazuma.
Oh.
This young man is Kaidahara Kazuha, a temporary addition to my crew for reasons I won't bore you with. Occasionally he opens his mouth and flowers come out instead of words.
Interesting.
With this fine ship and the soft sea breeze, would it not be romantically irresponsible of me not to acknowledge it with a line or two of poetry?
It is, well, yeah.
Well, I can't argue with that. Okay then. Once the clash is underway, I'll give you a chance to perform.
Only if the mood takes me, of course. Poetry for poetry's sake tends to lack meaning.
Hey, you don't want to pass this opportunity up too easily, especially seeing as our great hero here might be in attendance.
Oh, wait a minute. What's the clash? Also, just to clarify, by great hero, do you mean...
Me?
Huh? I thought you might be here to sign up. You're telling me you've never even heard of it?
Oh.
The Crux Clash is a martial arts tournament that I hold.
Oh.
There'll be a whole bunch of folks taking part to showcase their talents.
Interesting.
There are two important rules. 1, competitors must be renowned fighters. We want those with real martial arts ability, not just people taking part for the fun of it. So, you've got nothing to worry about there. I don't think there's anyone out there who hasn't heard of you.
All
2,
right.
you can't take part if you've got a vision. Otherwise, things get a little one-sided.
I don't have a vision, but I use elemental stuff.
You must be feeling confident, but you might want to watch out. There are a few crouching tigers and hidden dragons lurking around in Liyue.
I get it.
And with Liyue's savior taking part in the tournament, now that's gonna turn a few heads. I think we can expect a healthy turnout this time.
But we didn't come here to take part in a martial arts tournament.
Well, before you dismiss the idea completely, you might be interested to hear that the prize this time round is particularly sought after.
Oh.
Get this. It's a masterless vision.
Oh.
Supplied by myself, as a matter of fact. If the tournament champion can reawaken that vision, it belongs to them.
Is there really such thing as a masterless vision?
When a vision bearer dies, the light in their vision will fade away. But the shell that housed that light remains.
Wait, so did you kill a vision bearer to get that?
As for whether this shell has any practical application, well, this remains to be seen. But my intuition tells me that while it remains in the world, it may just be possible for someone else to inherit it.
Yep. And the way I see it, a vision is a badge of recognition from the gods. So if anyone's able to rekindle it, it's gotta be an individual of exceptional strength and talent. Organizing the clash is my way of uncovering hidden talents. And hopefully this time, getting a vision to glow again. So if you don't have a vision, this is the perfect opportunity to get your hands on one of your very own.
Vision is actually no use to me because I can still use elemental stuff without it.
We're interested in getting to Inazuma, not fighting in some tournament.
Inazuma? You want to go there?
Yes.
Well, why didn't you say so? Inazuma? No sweat. In that case, if you win the tournament, I'll give you a choice. Masterless Vision, or a ticket to Inazuma aboard the Alcor.
Alright.
Up to you.
You just want him to take part in your tournament.
What's wrong with that? The more talent we have, the better the tournament will be. I couldn't let a competitor like you fall through the net.
Makes sense.
What are we gonna do? Looks like we pretty much have to do this tournament if we want to get to Inazuma, huh?
Let's get this a shot.
Great. Then let's get you signed up. Head to the tournament arena in Guyun Stone Forest. Kazuha and I will be over soon.
It seems like it will only be a matter of time before the answer is revealed.
Wait, so after the tournament, do I have to, like, ice bridge all the way back here again? Or can I teleport? Nice. First, I want to get whatever it... Oh, I see it. I see it over there. I wanted the mass. One of the thingies I can give to the statues. Oh. Okay. Okay. Hello. Don't mind me.
All clear as far as the eye can see.
Okay. Try not to fall. Can I climb this rope? Oh, okay. We can do this. So. Oh. Yes. There we go. Nice. Okay, we need to go back. Alright. Time to fly. Wait, I'll go there. There is a teleport waypoint, but that's exactly close. I could use that domain over there. And it doesn't look like I'm gonna make it in one shot anyways. Alright. Might as well get it. Make coming back here a little easier for myself. Ooh. Alright, you wanna play it like that then? Now I got you. Ooh. Mira. Alright, let me open this up. Nice, and I am not ready to go there yet. But I think I can give you a shot. Perfect, right next to the fire. Hold up. Nope. Alright, hold on.
Wind blade.
Oh, there you are.
Over here.
You really know how to get. Look at.
There we go.
Just once.
What was that you were saying? I couldn't hear you over beating you up. Anyway. Okay, it's that one. Alright. Alright. Time to do your thing. Well, I guess now it's your thing, basically. Oh boy. Alright, hold on. Why did I have to go and touch a shiny thing? Okay. Okay, I think I got it.
Before we sign up, let's see who the other competitors are. Beto said that they had to be renowned fighters.
Anyway. I'll go for it. Oh, okay. And this I can.
Wind blade.
Hello.
Nice and spicy.
Yeah, don't mind me, everyone. I'm just kind of training. Okay. Bubba. Here. Okay.
Wind blade.
Alright. And you might want. Goodbye. Nice. Y'all don't mind while I pick this. Alright. Now that's all done. Alright, now I can actually move on.
Hello. Are you here to compete in the Crux Clash?
Looks like
You
it.
bet I am. Have you put your names down yet?
We just want to take a look around.
Well, I'd have a look at the entrance criteria if I were you. Then allow just anyone to take part.
Alright.
The Clash is a comprehensive test of fighting ability. Anyone who turns up for show over skill is gonna get their butt handed to them.
Alright.
Nobody wants to see that, right?
Yeah, we heard a rule about that. So, Paimon's wondering, are you a renowned fighter?
Me? Only a former runner-up in the Chihu Rock Freestyle Combat Summit. Oh yeah.
Runner-up.
Also, that doesn't sound like the most official tournament out there.
What? You... Nonsense. Have you been living under a rock? It's been going on for years. There were plenty of competitors when I took part.
Like 80 years ago.
Not to mention, I've helped the Millilith catch treasure hoarders before. There were 2 of them trying to escape. I soon sorted them out. They tried to sneak past me under the cover of darkness. They didn't know what hit them. I planted a left hook on the skinnier one's face and sent him flying. Then, the big guy pulled out a knife.
Really? Because usually the big treasure hoarders have things like shovels and hammers.
I stood my ground, of course. A roundhouse kick sent the blade hurtling into a beam above us.
Sounds impressive.
I told you. Unarmed, outnumbered 2 to 1, but I still got the upper hand. I'm not saying I came out completely unscathed, of course, but the fact remains that I did manage to subdue the both of them, and hand them over to the Millilith. I received quite the commendation. Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Congrats.
But for us, even 4 or 5 treasure hoarders at a time is all in a day's work.
Sure, I've actually been I've been farming treasure hoarders all the time just for like the silver metal thingies they drop for Kaya.
Mm-hmm. Alright, we're gonna keep looking around.
I'll see you in the arena, but I don't plan on losing to a pair of children anytime soon.
I am a whole lot older than you think I am, so. I know I'll have you know. The traveler is...
Hey, youngster. You here for the Crux Clash too?
Yes,
If so, seems I found myself another new adversary.
So you're also here for the tournament?
You better believe it. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I could walk away as a champion.
Why does every tournament or tournaments in general in fiction have to have that one guy who's extremely overconfident?
For me, obtaining a vision is the final and most important piece in the puzzle that is my life.
Want to become a hero?
No. It's not about what I want to do. This is about who I want to be. I am looking to become a perfect person.
Yeah, not happening, dude.
I know how that sounds, but let me explain. I've lived a successful life so far, without any setbacks.
Uh-huh.
I've passed every exam I've ever taken, enjoyed numerous successful business ventures, and seem to get on with just about everyone socially. In most people's eyes, I am already the very embodiment of the perfect person. Though, of course, I'd never let the praise get to my head. I know I haven't reached perfection yet.
You don't say.
Because there's one thing I'm still missing. A vision.
You have so much self-confidence.
Mm-hmm. You're a renowned fighter at all.
That's not important. I have a contact in the Crux fleet who was happy to vouch for me. So they very kindly made special arrangements on my behalf.
Really?
I've also brought along a bit of an entourage for moral support. It's such a blessing, really, to have so many good friends in my neighborhood.
Okay, yeah,
Of
sure.
course, I also put in a few good days' practice, concentrating mostly on rare and esoteric styles of Kung Fu. As a high achiever by nature, I'm confident I've done enough to guarantee my victory in this tournament.
Yeah, no.
You don't mince your words, do you? The arena will be the judge. Now
Sure,
then,
well.
if you don't mind, I need to finish my pre-competition routine. It's not too long now before you'll get to see me in action.
Okay, yeah, sure, buddy. Alright, now for this guy.
Hi there. Are you here for the Crux Clash too?
Now, so, just from the looks of things, I don't think I'm gonna have any real challenge here. No one here looks like they're going to be a really interesting or standing out character. At least not. I don't. At the very least, none of them seem like characters that you expect or at least hope are going to be playable one day or something like that. They all just kind of seem like standard NPCs.
That's right. Nothing beats real-life combat for honing your skills. That's what our master taught us.
Actually, speaking of that, if there is a surprise challenger who is gonna be a more interesting character, that would be awesome to see.
But this tournament is more than just a chance to put training into practice. It's also a chance for us to obtain the masterless vision.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. With a vision, we'd quickly become our master's top students.
Okay, at least these guys have a more personal, deeper reason to want to become Well, like, to get the vision, like a...
This master of yours must be pretty incredible, huh? Are they someone famous?
Famous? He's the founder of the Lingshan clan, and his skills are unparalleled. Liang and I are both proud disciples of his.
Who's that?
You probably wouldn't have heard of it. It was founded quite recently.
Okay.
The clan is nowhere near as famous as the master himself anyway. He's got to be a grand master or something. He's created many different styles of kung fu, and countless other clans have borrowed extensively from him.
Can you tell us his name?
To the Lingshan clan, he teaches a special technique known as force dispersal.
Okay.
Force dispersal?
It's a type of breathing exercise where you can train yourself to harness the energy around you and neutralize attacks without moving an inch. For example, our master can use it to alter the path of an attacking fist, or change the direction of an incoming stone, all without breaking a sweat.
Huh.
One time, he sent a challenger flying into the air without lifting a finger.
How is that possible?
It sure is, but it's extremely difficult to cultivate this ability. We've been training for ages and we're still getting to grips with the very basics. There's no way we could use it proficiently.
And maybe this guy is just the guy talking about uses Amino or something? Or maybe he has Ultra Instinct, I don't know.
We're clearly not that naturally gifted, or we would have at least gotten the gist by now. If we don't start making progress soon, we'll probably run out of money to pay the tuition fees and still have nothing to show for all our training.
I actually feel that if it weren't me participating, I would actually be rooting for these guys.
There's a tuition fee?
Of course! This is a Grand Master we're talking about here. He doesn't have time to waste. If you want face-to-face training, you've got to show you're sincere about it.
But here we are, having trained under him directly all this time without even a hint of improvement. Master is getting increasingly impatient with us.
That's starting to sound like a scam, actually.
Recently, though, we heard that a vision bearer joined the Guhua clan and made pretty much instant progress in their training.
I've heard the Guhua clan before, but I don't know from where.
So, if we can get our hands on a vision too, maybe we can finally make our master proud.
Well, vision is not gonna make you better at martial arts. It's gonna just make you better with, like, elemental stuff, but you can't, like, elemental skills.
Well, we
can't
have
really
to
use
try
them.
something new. Otherwise, we're stuck in the same situation.
Exactly. It can't hurt to try. And if it turns out it does work, the Lingshan clan will go down in history. Folks will come from far and wide. Heck, we could even become the dominant martial arts clan in all of Liyue.
You know what? I do want to try and support these guys at least.
See you in
got
the
this.
arena.
So, to recap, we're up against an inflated ego, some gullible guys paying way too much for their kung fu classes, and another guy who's just really average.
Yeah.
Seems like you've got a pretty good chance of winning this thing. Come on, let's go sign up.
So you're actually gonna be someone stronger we're gonna go up against.
Chinksa Village arm wrestling champion, huh? Alright, you're signed up.
I mean, this is an interesting way to, like, introduce a character. Like, Dragon Ball Super, for example, Tournament of Power introduced 70 new characters. I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, no, because we knew people from Universe 6 and stuff. Like, tournament arcs in general are a great way to introduce some new characters.
Next,
if you want.
What's your name?
I'm hoping we get to meet someone cool here.
Wait, aren't you?
Yes.
Did I hear that right? Is it really them?
Huh? Aren't they a vision bearer, though? Why are they trying to enter the clash?
I don't actually have a vision, you see.
I have to ask, aren't you the traveler that helped Liyue fight off that ancient god?
Correct.
Oh, it's really him!
The one that spoke with Lady Kuching at the rite of parting.
Oh, I wonder if I can get his autograph later.
Yes, I will have you. Have you seen my sister around? She's recently been missing and then also revealed to become evil, so we need to talk with her. If you have a chance.
I trust you are aware that only those without visions can enter the tournament?
I don't have a vision.
Really? But from what I've heard, the things you're capable of in combat are nothing short of extraordinary. You walk into the most dangerous situations imaginable, face off against all sorts of monsters, even the Fatui, and always come out on top.
I don't really understand how I do it either. I just kind of have the ability naturally.
Yep, he still doesn't have a vision though. See for yourself.
My apologies. I didn't mean to be rude. I'm sure a great hero like yourself would have no reason to lie. Now, could I ask you to provide a few claims to fame? It's just a formality for you, of course, but I have to make a record of competitors' achievements as part of the sign-up process.
All right.
So far, I've got defeated the ancient god Osile, so that's one. Do you have any others?
Okay, defeated the Tui Harbor. Save it to Deval. They don't know who that is, I don't think. So. They only know, if they have heard of him, it's probably just as Storm Terrors. Honorary Knights of the Knights of Forbidden. This is a cool title at least, but I think this is the best in terms of achievements at least.
Yeah, and also a dragon too! Put down Battle with Storm Terror.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I love their faces here. Looking so smart.
Might as well declare him the champion already.
I wonder if it's too late to withdraw.
Okay, that's plenty. Actually, this is the most dazzling track record I've ever seen. By a long shot. Right, your registration is complete. Now, a brief word about the prize. A great hero such as yourself can surely only be here for one thing. To win the tournament and claim the grand prize, namely, a vision.
Actually, I'm just here to get to Inazuma, but sure.
We're not here for that. We're here because Captain Beto promised to take us to Inazuma if we win the tournament.
There's another prize, too? Oh, first I've heard of it.
You didn't hear that.
Beto must have upped the stakes this time to attract top talent.
But why would anyone want to go somewhere as dangerous as Inazuma?
I see. So, I take it you discussed your terms with Beto in advance, then?
I was misunderstanding the situation.
Well, nobody expected you to sign up to a tournament like this.
True.
I can hardly believe it myself, to be honest. Anyway, the qualifying rounds are about to begin. I'll leave you to your preparation.
Hey, so Paimon's thinking about that whole no vision bearers rule in this tournament. Even though you don't have a vision, most people in Teyvat think that you can't manipulate the elements without one. So Paimon thinks you probably shouldn't use your elemental abilities during the tournament. You know, just to avoid any misunderstandings.
Makes sense.
In any case, looking at the competition, it should still be pretty easy for you to win, even without using any elements, right?
Yeah, but using wind to blow people away is a bit more fun.
Alright, it's showtime! You got this!
Alright.
You seem like you're raring to go. Are you ready to compete?
I'm ready.
Good. Then please follow me into the arena.
Okay.
Our next competitor is seen by many as the favorite to win this tournament. His first bout begins now.
Oh, wait, now?
You? You're the hero they're talking about? How am I supposed to win now?
I'll let the dialogue play at least. Bye.
What a strange guy. Why was he so confident to begin with?
We have the same animation as Treasure Hoarder.
She'll probably have something to say to us.
Alright, but first, just in case oh no, I'm already maxed out. What about this one? Just a bit more. Look. Okay, I was actually on top of things in terms of talents for once. Alright. No, what's up? I ran past you.
I knew I wouldn't regret introducing you as the favorite. So, what do you think, Kazuha? He totally dominated that guy and did it with style, too.
Oh, I see. You think we're gonna fight Kazuha, maybe?
Impressive. But I also observed our favorite exercise some restraint, as if to protect the opponent from serious harm.
I'm a hero. I'm not here trying to take anyone out.
Well, I've fought my fair share of battles, both big and small. And I say, after the show he put on just now, he's more than convinced me of his ability.
True, but also I did kind of go up against a guy trying to use his fists against a guy with a sword, so...
So come on. We all know you've got a wide vocabulary in there. Can't you spare a word or two to congratulate our up-and-coming champion?
All right. Let me think how to aptly phrase these words of praise.
Okay.
You fought well.
Alright. It's something at least.
All right then. I was thinking your inner poet might want to join in the fun, but I guess I shouldn't put you on the spot like that.
You did say something like poetry for poetry's sake has little meaning. So.
You know, a lot of competitors came to me saying how surprised they were that Liyue's hero was entering the tournament. And since you signed up, we've had many others do the same, with more than a few top-tier fighters among them. I'm sure lots of them are here to find out how they stack up against you.
They know it's so popular.
Well, since everyone sees you as the one to beat, I figure I should start treating you that way too. For one thing, we don't want you wasting all your energy in the early rounds fighting people who are well below your level. Not to mention, you must be itching to fight someone in your league too, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm putting you straight through to the semifinals.
Okay.
Huh? But we only just started the qualifiers. Seems like a crazy system if we just skip straight to the semifinals.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's still people who need to do their fights, right?
This is how Captain Beto works. You won't persuade her otherwise.
Okay, but, like, how do you decide who's going next? Like, if it's going, like, basic tournament bracket thing, he's like... I guess since I already beat the guy in the quarterfinals, it makes sense to go to the semis, but then how do you decide who else goes up next?
Besides, at your level, you would have made it to the semifinals anyway.
Yeah, because like I did kind of beat up the guy I was fighting in the quarterfinals, so.
To be fair, I'm almost.
How does this tournament work? Is there like a blackboard that can display everything?
The tournament. If there's any potential contenders for you out there, I want to know who they are and what they're about.
Okay.
We're finally here, folks. The real show is about to begin.
The captain seems to have high hopes for this tournament. I have not seen her so excited in quite some time. Your opponent has fought many rounds to get to the semifinals. This makes him a seasoned warrior. You may well be stronger than him, but this should not give you cause to lower your guard.
I haven't forgotten why I'm here.
Show me that you are ready to push through the storm that lies ahead.
All right, that's enough chit-chat for now. The audience is waiting. Go find the crew member that signed you up. She'll take you into the arena.
Got it. Reference, is it? There's something like a scoreboard or... No, okay, so... Is this not going by like regular tournament bracket stuff?
Your opponent in the semifinals is new to the Crux Clash, but he has quickly become the dark horse of the tournament. I do not doubt your abilities, but I would suggest that you make sure you are fully prepared before you begin.
Relax, my guy's at the top of his game. He ain't gonna lose.
I'm ready.
Okay, follow me.
Okay.
At last, the moment we've all been waiting for. The semifinals have begun. Who's it gonna be this time? The hero or the dark horse?
Okay.
I don't care about the prize. You're a strong opponent. That's what I'm here for.
Alright.
It's fury.
Ooh. Okay, not bad, buddy. Not bad. There we go.
sweating all over. It's a good feeling. Congratulations. I was beaten by the best. I need to train harder.
Wow, well yourself, dude.
Right! For a moment there, Paimon was a little worried. If you had a vision, you'd definitely be one of the strongest around.
I wanted a vision once, when I was a kid. People said that if you're strong enough, you'll have your chance to get one. But mine never came.
Huh?
I lost interest eventually. Can't depend on a vision like you can your own body. I've fought and won against vision bearers before.
Oh.
The power they have was given to them by the gods. I don't envy it.
Huh? You mean you didn't sign up to try and get your hands on that masterless vision?
No, I didn't. I only wanted to pit myself against other fighters and see who was the strongest. Only in defeat can you understand your weaknesses and learn from them. So I'm pleased with today's outcome. I don't often have the pleasure of experiencing defeat.
Wow! Now that's true strength talking.
Definitely.
If you have the chance in the future, please come and spar with me again. I will be stronger next time.
So will I.
By the way, do you know who else made it into the finals? Is it gonna be someone even tougher than you?
Whether they'll be as tough as me, I don't know. But what I have heard is that they're extremely quick.
Ooh.
So don't get too cocky.
Alright.
There he goes. Maybe we should ask around, see what we can find out about our opponent in the final round. Paimon thinks we might need to up our game a little.
I guess I'll just have to try blitzing around like this a bit, maybe.
I'll protect us.
So I should probably heal up a bit. I think it took a bit of damage from the last guy. Alright, so it's just this guy I can talk to.
Ah, it's you! I watched your match. What a stunning performance. I myself was eliminated in the third round. Shame. If only I could have advanced one more round.
Okay.
Maybe next time, huh? By the way, do you happen to know who else advanced to the final round?
Alright, but actually, hold on. Back to what I was saying earlier. Did I actually call like the first rounds like the quarterfinals or not? Because if they had preliminators or anything, then I guess that's how I made it. It'd be odd for me to get straight to the.
Why, yes. He's the same one who defeated me. He is a formidable opponent, quick on his feet and swift to take advantage of his opponent's missteps. I faltered for but a brief moment, but before I knew it, he had me on the floor. Given my stature, I have no fear of squaring off with physically strong opponents. But faced with a nimble, agile opponent such as him, I found myself completely out of my league. Still, I'm sure he'll be no match for you.
Okay. Alright. Definitely gotta do my best here. Try not to pull too many punches.
Well, where did the other guy go?
He tried to use force dispersal to deflect a punch, but instead he took it straight to the nose.
Ooh.
There was blood all over the place.
Ugh.
His opponent was pretty freaked out by it. He kept asking him, "Why didn't you dodge?" But he was pretty much out cold by that point and couldn't reply. "Why don't you dodge?" they ask. Because to not dodge is the very essence of Lingshan clan kung fu. It's just that he hadn't quite mastered it yet. Don't even get me started. I spent all my energy helping him get from here to the boat to take him back to the harbor. But by the time I got back, my scheduled match time had already passed and I had to forfeit.
That's
I don't
rough,
dare
buddy.
tell my master about this. Otherwise, I'd never hear the end of it. Sorry, I shouldn't be complaining in front of you like this. I'm afraid I'm still a bit out of sorts at the moment. So I probably won't be able to help you with whatever you were here to ask me about.
Oh, alright then. Hope your buddy makes a swift recovery. Hang in there.
Yeah.
Thanks, I'll do my best.
We still haven't got any useful information yet.
No, who is it?
You gave an outstanding performance. Truly commendable.
Thank you, Kazuha.
I could sense that you're not familiar with bouts of this kind. And it could have cost you the match. But you were quick to adapt and managed to claim victory over your opponent. That is a most invaluable skill.
And you're very observant, sir.
In fact, I discerned this not from what I saw, but what I heard.
Oh?
The ground beneath your feet, and the pattern of your breathing. But it is nothing remarkable, for I discerned nothing more than Captain Beto did.
Oh.
He's right. But in my case, I was purely relying on previous experience. I guess not using your elemental powers must be quite new for you, huh?
Sure is.
We wanted to ask about who our opponent will be in the final round. Do you think they'll be stronger than the one we faced in the semifinals?
Not exactly.
Hopefully.
Contenders that reach the finals aren't necessarily stronger. They tend to have something unique about their style.
Makes sense.
As for the guy you'll be facing, his skill lies in his speed, and he has superior form. It's also obvious that he's seen his fair share of battles. What's the matter? Worried that you've bitten off more than you can chew this time?
Spider-Man makes it
If that is the case, then I have a proposal for you. Let's go somewhere a little quieter, shall we? I haven't properly introduced myself yet. In the land of Inazuma, I was a wandering samurai.
Oh?
Yeah, we could tell that from your getup. But at the same time, when you talk, you don't really sound like someone who's used to waving a sword around.
It is true that I am versed both in literary and martial traditions. But on the straggling path of a wandering samurai, is there harm in acquiring a surplus skill?
Not really, I guess.
I do not mean to flaunt my martial prowess, but I myself have witnessed reputable fighters hailing from across the lands. I do possess some knowledge regarding your opponent's particular skill set. Given your talents, a few hints from me will be all that's necessary to bring your opponent down.
Hang on. Don't you think you're bending the rules a bit there?
I mean, you did it too, so.
Gathering intelligence is an essential part of any duel. You must know your enemy. Besides, our favorite here has fought many battles on their journey from Mondstadt. Such impressive feats require more than just bravery alone.
You betcha! Wait a second. We never told you that we've been to Mondstadt.
Does one not leave a trail when traveling through the wild? In return, nature also leaves its traces upon you.
Well, that and also people probably heard of me and like the stuff I did in Mondstadt too.
However, there is only so much that can be discerned from these traces. I sense that many things about you elude me still. These are the things I am curious to know about. Come with me. Some post-match entertainment is in order.
Okay.
Maybe we can go talk to Beto. Surely she's gotta know something.
Wait, hold on, what? Okay, why do we have to go so far away from this stuff? Alright. Right over there. Hey, Kazuha. What are we actually gonna fight him?
Now that we're alone, let me cut to the heart of the matter.
Okay.
You are skilled in manipulating the elements, and not just a single element, but multiple. Is that correct?
Yes.
Paimon knew that you were hinting at something from the moment we met. You've known all along.
That's right. If the other contenders were to catch wind of your elemental abilities, let's just say it would cause some unwanted misunderstandings. If I'm not mistaken, you share these considerations given your reluctance to use elemental skills even in the heat of a match. When I talk about that which I see or hear in you, this is not poetic symbolism at play. I mean these things in the truest sense possible. Since a young age, I have been attuned to the tidings of nature. I hear the breath of the wind and the whispers of the leaves. It is things of this nature that I also hear from within you. Nothing more.
As crazy as all that sounds, somehow Paimon still believes you.
My humble abilities are negligible compared to your incredible feats. To think a human could wield the elements without a vision. And not to mention your incredibly complex scent, like that of some mysterious being.
Hey, stop evaluating us based on our smell! It's weird!
This guy's razor in the sky.
Could you perchance enlighten me as to how you managed to obtain your combined elemental abilities?
I have no idea either.
Extraordinary. So then, might I be so bold as to inquire how exactly it is that you learned to channel elemental energy and even wield it in combat?
It is thanks to Paimon.
Aw, it's nothing really. Paimon just told him whatever came to mind. It's been a long journey, and many things have happened along the way. Somehow, he just naturally learned to use the elements to it all. Honestly, even Paimon doesn't understand how it all works.
Perhaps such unfathomable things are the essence of the gods and the visions they grant. However, I still wish to have the honor of seeing how you wield the elements. Perhaps it may yet reveal something to me. Of course, I too shall share with you all that I've learned. That will make it a fair exchange.
Finally a real fight.
Let's test your skills, shall we?
Alright. Oh, okay, these guys. Nope. None of that.
Windblade.
Let's take care of the little guy. This is perfect.
With the wind.
That's perfect. There you go.
Your skills in battle are truly beyond reproach. Even with your opponent's speed, he shouldn't be able to overwhelm you. Your opponent is skilled at controlling his breathing and maintaining balance, which enables him to execute moves that many would find impossible. He relies entirely on the element of surprise to defeat his opponents. In other words, as long as you remain mindful of his ability to detect weak points, then his attacks should pose no threat to you.
Okay.
Please, save your thanks. If anything, I should be thanking you for the opportunity to witness your command of the elements that defies all known principles. The world is a truly mysterious place, it seems, and one will always encounter that which is still unknown.
You seem kind of obsessed with visions, but don't you already have your own? Why are you so intent on exploring the connection between visions and the elements?
I desire to know what meaning visions have to the gods, and what influences the gods' decision to grant humans these visions. My apologies. You must be completely in the dark regarding such matters.
Not really.
For allowing me the honor of witnessing your mystical ways, I am willing to answer any questions you may have regarding Inazuma.
Ooh,
So
okay.
that's what you're curious about? Then allow me to tell you more. As you well know, a vision hunt decree is currently underway in Inazuma. Visions are a gift bestowed by the divine. People that have accepted this gift are now having their visions confiscated inexplicably, sometimes in circumstances that leave their original recipients dead. In the outset, supposing each of the 7 archons had their criteria for granting visions to living beings, then does the current Electro-Archon now doubt these criteria, or even the act in and of itself? Not to mention, with no new Electrovisions having been granted for such a long time, it would seem that we can infer something of the Raiden Shogun's feelings on the matter.
Okay, but like Beidou and people like Razor still have electro-visions, right?
She sounds less like an Archon and more like a tyrant.
Yeah, definitely.
As far as I know, she is an Archon that pursues eternity. She will relentlessly carry out her will with no regard to what others may think or feel.
But like, there are some people out there, at least with electro visions, so she must have believed in like this was the right thing to do at some point. But something had to have changed, right?
Liyue's contracts are meant to benefit all who reside within Liyue. But what does Inazuma's pursuit of eternity bring to its people? It goes without saying that the people locked within Inazuma do not fare well these days.
Sounds a lot like something the god you encountered in the beginning would do.
Yeah.
Oh? Have you encountered the Electro Archon before?
Nah, it's a long
With time. We will change. But the Shogun will remain the same. If you wish to find her, she will forever be there. There will come a day when I too shall wish to understand the answers to eternity from her. Ah, the time for your match is approaching.
Okay.
Oh, right! We got so distracted talking about Inazuma that Paimon forgot all about the tournament!
If you have no other matters to attend to, then we can return together.
Alright, let's go.
Let's go. I wish to see who will obtain the vision.
Okay, there we go, so we don't have to walk on our own. Alright, who is it?
Why isn't he here yet?
I am
Never
here.
mind. We can start by making your entrance first. Everyone, listen up.
Wait, it's the
Your
other guy.
attention, please. We've reached the climax of the Crux Clash. This is the final match. We've seen many exciting battles today, and now at long last, the two finalists have emerged.
Alright, let's see who it is.
Now I'd like to introduce our first combatant. Though few have seen him, his reputation knows no bounds. He strikes fear into the heart of Osile, and the mere mention of his name causes even the Fatui Harbingers to turn pale in the face. Introducing Liyue's traveling hero!
And also, Mondstats.
Wow! I've been waiting for this moment.
I'm sure everyone witnessed his thrilling match in the semifinals. But today's final round will surely take things up a notch. As for our other combatant, he still hasn't arrived. Oh, come on, what could be taking him so long? You can't just forfeit for not showing up like in previous rounds. This is the finals. Apologies, everyone just sit tight.
Hey, they got the match time mixed up.
They've got no other choice. If he doesn't show up, we'll just have to postpone the match.
Okay, so no forfeiting him, so he's got to be important.
Wait a moment. Something doesn't seem right about this. Captain Beidou, perhaps we should check on the prize.
What?
Traveler, come with us.
Hold up. He didn't.
Let me see. That's gone all right. The vision is missing.
Oh.
Huh? Did somebody steal it? Who would dare do such a thing in broad daylight?
Why would just disappear?
We don't know when it was taken exactly.
I feel like Paimon just kind of went out of existence for a... Paimon?
I never thought that someone here would have the guts to cross Captain Beidou.
No need to worry. Even the craftiest sleight of hand does not escape nature's watchful gaze. The culprit has only acted recently. They will not have gotten far. The vision was the prize that I had offered, and it was my responsibility to look after it. I will be certain to get it back.
Well, if you insist. I'll leave the matter to you then. I'll stay here and try to offer some explanation to all the spectators that came to see the match.
If you would, please come with me.
Seems like nothing else we can do. Okay, so Paimon's just kind of disappeared, like, not even her voice lines are working.
Come with me. I can sense the winds are coming.
Alright. Go to the winds. Ooh.
A wind current?
The winds have come at an opportune moment. Let's seize this chance. Ride the winds upward. From there, we can continue our search for clues.
Alright, hold on. Oh boy. Hold on. I got distracted by boxes. Hold on. Wait. Oh, okay.
By the way, what made you suddenly think of checking the prize in the first place?
Hello,
I heard it the moment it was stolen.
Well, then why didn't you stop him?
You'll see shortly.
No, Barb.
I see.
Oh, so sorry.
There you are. So was it him or is it just actually we can look for clues still, so probably not. But still I want to collect these thingies. I like to get this over here. I'm just gonna ignore those little paths. Because I want this teleport waypoint. Alright, now let's go back. If the little bugs still want to fight, then maybe then we'll give it to them. Okay, yeah. Get out of there. Alright. I think wait, was that from the thief or did I... Oh, that was from the assassin guys. I don't know if it's thief or assassin. I don't know what those guys are, I just beat them up.
The winds are guiding us forward. The culprit is on the opposite shore now.
You can hear that too? What does it sound like?
Hubris. This way. Follow me.
Hubris.
There may be an ambush waiting for us up ahead, but I trust
The
that
only
we're well prepared for
that
such
it
a
was
scenario.
the guy who was supposed to be our opponent. But he was only in this to
Hoarders, they're here! Get them!
oh.
Treasure hoarders, just as I expected. In which case, please stand back.
Fun. Oh, I thought it was the guys over there. So if you guys could also give me metal piece you all have by any chance. I'll be a big fan of that.
Picked the wrong test subject.
But while I am here, hello, other treasure hoarders.
Another test.
Have a taste of it.
You're not used to it, on you. There we go. Nice and easy.
The wrong test subject.
Oh. Thank you. Anyone else? No. By the looks of it, so over this way. Hey, you wanna go, buddy? Well, thank you for the free more, at least. Next week. There you are. So was he... We might have...
You caught up with me? How is that possible?
I had even prepared a boat to ensure a quick getaway, and still you caught up to me.
No boat could ever match the speed of the wind.
The wind? What are you talking about? Oh, I get it. Your vision. Drat! If I only had a vision. Or if I could activate this one, then you'd never be able to catch me.
This has nothing to do with visions. You may be skilled at vanishing from a crowd, but it seems you know precious little about how to conceal yourself from nature's gaze. Additionally, your chosen escape route was flawed for reasons that are too numerous to go into, and on top of that, I could hear your boasting and proud laughter in the wind as I was pursuing you. In other words, you failed to meet any of the basic criteria for a grand heist, namely speed, stealth, and style.
He is over here wrecking this guy with words.
You!
But most disappointing of all is the state of the vision in your hand. It appears that the vision doesn't respond to human desire indiscriminately.
Oh?
Fine. I admit it. I've had my eyes on this vision for quite some time now. I decided to register after hearing that this fighting contest was full of a bunch of lousy fighters. I fought my way to the finals and...
It is him.
Aha! So you were supposed to be our opponent.
Knew it.
I'd intended to win the contest through skill alone all along. But then you showed up. After watching the semifinals, I knew that I didn't stand a chance. But I wasn't about to give up on the vision so easily after coming all this way. Since there was no use in trying to face you in the match, I decided to put my skills to good use while everyone's attention was on you and Beto. I was convinced I prepared thoroughly for my escape, but somehow you still managed to catch up to me.
Yeah, you got nowhere to go, so just give it up.
Drat. This should have gone differently.
Yes, do as we say and there'll be no further consequences.
Really?
Just give up the vision,
But
sir.
you'd better mean it. It didn't activate once I took it anyway. It's nothing but a useless shell to me.
You know, according to the laws of the sea, the penalty for stealing is breaking the culprit's arms.
Huh? You're not serious, are you?
Not to mention that the item you stole was a prize. You didn't show up for the final match, and you damaged the reputation of the captain of the Crux fleet.
Ooh.
It seems that it would be only fair to brand the word thief on your forehead with a hot iron.
Whoa, we don't need to go that far, do we?
Did that sound interesting, though?
I never would have guessed you could be so cruel. If this is where talking gets me, then forget it. I'll risk a fight.
Oh?
Windblade! Just a temporary setback.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You got one hit on me.
No. Do what you want, but please, don't brand my forehead, please!
Well, we can get a panda and an electric crow to do it for us.
He has persevered to the bitter end, and now death looms near. Yet still the gods do not bestow their favor upon him. Put down the vision and leave. I've changed my mind. No further punishment for you.
Huh?
Well, unless Albedo comes here out of nowhere.
What's wrong? Are you asking for more punishment? It's up to you. Such willingness is commendable and fits the way of the samurai.
No need for that. Thank you for releasing me. You truly are generous.
What do you want? You could try fighting me again. I'm down for that.
Paimon doesn't get it. Were you just trying to scare him?
I take no pleasure in frightening others. I was just testing all possibilities while the vision remained in his hands. When people are forced into a corner, that is when their greatest strength will appear. I thought it may be an opportunity for him to awaken the vision, but unfortunately, nothing happened. Yes, I wanted to know whether it were possible for an extinguished vision to be reawakened. From the moment he stole the vision, I decided to use him for this experiment. I've tried many other methods in the past, though few tales tell of a masterless vision reawakening. After seeing you command multiple elements, I figured that nothing is impossible. Come, why don't you give it a try? Let's see if you can give me the answer I'm hoping for.
Alright, let's see.
I see. So you are also unable to rekindle the vision. No matter. This was expected. I suppose this vision is still mine to take for now.
Why are you so determined to have it, though?
What's the story behind this vision anyway?
The story begins with an old friend.
Oh.
He was once a good friend
we
of
got a
mine.
cutscene.
One day he asked me about a sword art of which he had heard, the Musono Hitotachi. I told him it can only be witnessed when divine punishment is administered. It is the pinnacle of the Raiden Shogun's skill, a symbol of ultimate power. But he replied, there must be one who can withstand it. There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow.
Oh.
Then, the Vision Hunt decree arrived. People's aspirations were stripped away as the Raiden Shogun began to construct her ideal of eternity. While I was fleeing from place to place, I heard that my friend had challenged the Vision Hunters to a duel before the throne. A solemn yet brutal challenge. The defeated face divine punishment, while the victors gain a second chance. Perhaps he thought he of all people should make a stand. Coming face to face with the Musono Hitotachi was all that he truly desired, after all. When I arrived at Tenshukaku, the duel was over. I heard his sentence of divine punishment, his severed blade hitting the ground. Perhaps that was the glory he had yearned to witness.
Oh yeah, the electric,
In his
vision.
last moments, what expression was on his face? Before I knew it, I had stepped forward and snatched the dying vision and was running from the scene. All I knew was that I mustn't let his hope, which burned so brightly, become buried among the ice-cold statue of a god.
Huh.
Perhaps one day, I may come to find that all I have done is meaningless. But as a
Probably not.
wandering samurai, I find meaning in traveling and the sprawling beauty of nature that lies along the way, while still retaining the warrior way in my heart.
Kazuha!
It's just another way of saying I do as I please. All right then, it's time we returned.
All right, let's
Allow
go.
me to gather the wind for us once more.
Alright, thank God we get sent back automatically. Hello, we're back. We have the vision.
Did Beta leave already? Maybe she went back to her ship.
If you're looking for the captain, she was summoned by Lady Ningguang.
Oh.
It seems that the Crux clash got out of hand this time and has attracted her attention. Captain Beto was muttering something about Ningguang being a stick in the mud as she headed off to Liyue Harbor.
It's not unusual for those two to be at odds with one another.
But still, Captain Beto was disappointed she didn't get to witness the crowning of the new champion. She had been looking forward to it for quite some time.
The one who stole the vision was originally to be this hero's opponent in the final round. He knew he stood no chance of winning the match, thus the wicked idea of stealing the prize took hold in his mind. In which case, the Crux clash comes to a clear-cut conclusion.
Huh? So that's what happened? If that's the case, then the rules stipulate that he is disqualified, and our hero here is the champion.
Paimon thought we'd win and all, but not like this.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As the saying goes, honor given is honor deserved. Now, let me go prepare the champion's medal to award you.
So can I go to Inazuma?
Yes, I believe so. Though Captain Beto is no longer present here, I'll be sure she receives word of it. She is a woman of her word. But the voyage to Inazuma is a treacherous one. You will be plagued by a perpetual tempest the entire trip. In fact, the relentless rain and wind are also an embodiment of the Raiden Shogun's will to close the nation.
Hold on a second. You're saying she can change the weather just with the power of her mind?
I mean, I think it's more likely that she can just summon storms, because she is like a god of lightning.
Let us not forget that this is one of the 7 Archons. If Liyue's Morax could form Guyun's stone forest by casting down his stone spears, then it should come as no great surprise that the Raiden Shogun is capable of summoning an eternal tempest. Suffice it to say that if you wish to journey to Inazuma, the Alcor will need some time. You will be notified once all the preparations have been made. In the
Sounds
meantime,
good.
I intend to embark on a journey of my own. I will travel all across the vast lands of Liyue in the hope of finding a way to reawaken the vision.
He's sleeping already.
Paimon believes you'll find a way for sure.
I was kind of hoping you travel along with us
May
more.
both our journeys prove meaningful. One final word of warning. The part of your journey that lies after the storm may well prove to be the most arduous.
Alright. What's that? Setting sail. There's a battle plan. There we go. I need to talk to Catherine. So I need to go to the Adventurers Guild. Alright. Catherine, so I need to do this. There we go. Now, okay.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. What can I do for you, traveler?
I want to go to Inazuma.
Yes. I've heard that you've already made arrangements with the captain of the Crux fleet regarding your passage to Inazuma. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now that I think about it, it's been quite some time since I last visited those lands. Unfortunately, I don't have any current intel that would be worth sharing with you.
There you are.
Oh,
The traveler that Beidou will be taking to Inazuma, right?
Is our intel's arrived?
The fleet has nearly completed reprovisioning. Once the crews have taken a head count, we can get underway. Captain Beidou sent me to come get you. We'll weigh anchor as soon as you're aboard.
Seems Beidou is the captain of our word.
Nice.
Of course. There are many things that the captain insists upon. I'm sure you'll see for yourself once you're on board.
So you'll be heading off then? I suppose congratulations are in order. Whether the journey before you leads to the heights of the heavens or the depths of the abyss, each step you take is another achievement. Until we meet again, Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Ad Astra Abyssosk, Catherine.
Oh, it's kind of hard to say goodbye now. We practically see each other every day.
True.
Well, if that's how you feel, why not come and find me when you arrive? I'll be awaiting you on Narukami Island.
I knew it.
So there's another Catherine in Inazuma? See? There's no need to get all sappy now.
Well, I guess it's time for you to bid farewell to Liyue Harbor. Now that I've delivered my message, I'll be heading back.
Alright.
The ship is currently anchored off of Guyun Stone Forest.
Okay, thanks for coming all this way to let us know.
Just following orders. I'll see you two aboard the Alcor.
Alright. Okay. Alright, thank God. Thought for a second there might just be another adventure rank kind of like restriction on it. Okay. Alright, so now we're still gonna need you for this, I think. Oh wait, that one. Alright, so let's go here. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Spirit, we don't have time for that. Oh, no. Let's see, where can I get some ground? Okay, well, this looks, there we go.
Cool it.
There we go. After all this time, we're finally gonna see Inazuma. We're actually seeing a bit of it because Dino Keeper Kira P.
Freeze!
she does Genshin streams too, and I got a bit of a sneak peek of what a part of Inazuma at least looks like. Not too much. I only saw like one particular area. There's still a whole lot I don't know just yet. But what I know is also like the buildings and such are based off Japan. Like in the area I saw, at least there were lots of shrines.
Freeze.
I think trees that were based off like cherry blossoms. I'm looking forward to see what the rest of it's like. Okay. I think that's good. Let's see. Beto, there you are.
Ah, you finally made it.
You know, it'd be easier if you could have a way of like getting to the ship quite
All
faster.
These years, come rain or storm, the Crux fleet has never suffered a delay. If it were anyone else, I might have set sail already.
Don't have to be
Don't look too serious, I'm only joking. You're just on time. The crew have just finished making final preparations.
Great.
Well, now that everyone's here, we set sail for the land engulfed by storm and tempest. The nation of eternity.
Anchors away!
Alright, let's go. Okay, cutscene. Hey, he is here. Okay, so he hasn't left the store yet. Even though I had to lower the quality of like the graphics a lot, these cutscenes are honestly still beautiful. Oh. I mean, it would have been cool to at least sort of see the storms though. But this is like a cutscene of it. Finally made it after all this time. There's this guy.
Oh, hi there.
Give me child vibes. I don't know why.
You finally made it. You sure kept me waiting, Captain.
Okay, Tome.
And it appears we have a couple of stowaways. Or perhaps I should say, honored guests.
Yeah, this guy's giving me a lot of child vibes.
Shush!
You can blame your almighty Shogun. The tempests around Inazuma have been growing all the more fierce lately. Though the fleet was fully up to the challenge, the inclement weather still caused some delay. Now then, let me introduce everyone. This is Toma, a trade partner that I've gotten to know recently.
Hello, Toma.
You don't know how long I've been waiting to see you.
Toma, these two are...
Oh, no need for introductions. Their reputation precedes them. It seems even the stormy seas can't keep rumors of these outlanders' sterling deeds at bay.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh, it's sure nice to hear you say that.
With any luck, it'll give you a head start here. Toma's resided on Rito for quite some time now. It wouldn't be going too far to say he's the fixer around these parts. If you run into any problems here, just talk to Toma. But if he tries to pull any moves on you, I'll be sure to deal with him personally the next time I'm around.
Ah. No need to worry. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Okay.
Good. Then if it's all settled, I'll be going. I wouldn't want to be caught with my sails down here. I do have a wanted fugitive on board after all.
Ooh.
Oh, right. Kazuha.
Until next time, traveler. Remember to give it your all, no matter what perilous storms you may encounter.
And we look forward to seeing you again.
Seas, Captain Beto. Bye-bye.
And I guess now Beto and Kazuha are out of the story. At least it was nice to see them at all.
Now then, first things first. We need to go get you registered at the border checkpoint.
Alright.
Paimon thought we were supposed to be keeping things on the down low. Are we just gonna walk into the government's hands?
Don't underestimate the reaches of the Sakoku Decree. You wouldn't be able to avoid inspection even if you tried. So we have to play by the rules, even if we're kind of bending them.
Okay, then. Alright. So register then. Hello.
Hello? Please state your name, identity, and the purpose of your visit. Oh, except you, Toma. You must be new here.
Excuse me?
Please provide the information requested and also declare any goods you are carrying with you.
We're here to find my sister.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. We cannot approve entry for purely personal reasons.
Oh.
So, unless you have a valid reason for visiting in accordance with the rules... My apologies, but I'll have to ask you to...
Toma?
Here are the entry papers for your kind perusal.
What? Ugh, take your time. No rush or anything.
I just wanted to see what you'd say. Sorry about that.
I see. Okay. Your papers are all in order. Welcome to Rito.
Thank you.
So, where do we go next?
The Outlander Affairs Agency. They only check entry permits here. If you want to remain on Rito, there's a process you have to go through with them.
Sheesh. So it is super strict, just like everyone says.
Well, let's not forget that to everyday folk in Inazuma, people from everywhere else are referred to as outsiders. As the word suggests, Outlanders aren't very welcome in Inazuma with the Sakoku Decree in force. Not even on Rito, where they've established an outsider settlement.
Gotta go on.
I like how you think. I've got a feeling we're going to get along very well. Now, let's head over to the Outlander Affairs Agency.
Alright.
Most of the current rules were put in place by the administration of Rito, the Kanjo Commission.
The Kanjo Commission?
Yes, one branch of the Tri-Commission of Inazuma, responsible for growing and managing the nation's wealth. You really haven't heard of it before?
Hello? Hello, Miss Yorka?
You've completed the entry procedures, yes? And now you want to apply for residency, both of you?
Yes, please.
Okay, the processing fee will be 2 million mora.
What?
2 million? For a processing fee? Are you serious?
That's right. 1 million per applicant, which makes 2 million total. Don't worry, you can trust my math.
Paimon wasn't so much questioning your math as...
Ma'am, these two here are good friends of mine. I think you'll find I'm one face you recognize.
Ah, Mr. Toma, it's you. By way of courtesy, allow me to reduce it to 400,000 mora total.
Still kind of expensive, but I was thinking about a bias.
Thank you ever so much, Miss Eureka.
For people who live here.
But as this is just a processing fee, I think 600 mora should cover it if I'm paying on their behalf. I'll treat you to dinner too. How does that sound?
That's not how you haggle! By all means, bargain the price down!
All right then, as you wish, Mr. Toma. I will make a record.
Much obliged.
from 2 million down to 600? There's something seriously wrong with people's sense of finance around here.
Reminds me of someone else's strange relationship with Moore.
It's not as mind-boggling as you think. Processing fee is just a figure of speech. The way some here at the agency see it, the fees are easy money, so it becomes a question of how much they can make. So when the day comes that some poor merchant from overseas with more money than sense gets stuck here and needs to apply for residency...
Then they'll milk them for all they're worth.
Exactly. It's at times like this that having a local friend really comes in handy.
Okay, that's just a jerk move.
But when you're an outlander in Inazuma, far from home in this closed nation era, there's very little that can be done about it.
True.
The most that overseas merchants can do to look after themselves is stick together. That's how the International Trade Association came about.
So it's a trade association built by and for Outlanders?
Yep. And as well as advancing commercial interests, the association provides help, support, and structure for Outlanders trying to survive on Rito. Essentially, it's an association devoted to both commercial excellence and survival skills.
Sounds like just staying alive is an achievement when you're an Outlander in Inazuma.
True.
I see. So this is the real purpose of your trip. Yes, given that you are Outlanders, it's certainly a lofty aspiration. After all, the Raiden Shogun is the most exalted and revered one in all of Inazuma. She is a deity who reigns on high, while all other life gazes up in awe.
Still have to find a way, though.
I was going to say nothing is set in stone when it comes to who you will encounter in this world. Who's to say you won't happen to run into the Raiden Shogun one day after lunch?
This better happen.
And is that likely?
Okay, I'll give it to you straight. I know of a way to introduce you to the Raiden Shogun.
Really? Wow, the Rito Fixer's better connected than we thought.
I mean, it will take all the resources I have at my disposal, but it could be done. However, before we get there, connections come at a high price, you understand?
You too.
No. In this instance, when I say price, I'm not talking about Mora.
Okay.
In fact, there's no real cost as such. It's just that if this is something you really want, you'll have to agree to help other people solve some of their problems first. I like to do things in a way that keeps everybody happy. It's my own personal rule for dealing with situations like this.
Makes sense.
Sounds very reasonable to Paimon. You're the man in the middle, so you have to trade favors to keep everyone indebted to you.
Why do I get the feeling you're making me out to be some sort of crook? Never mind. Here's the situation. As I touched upon earlier, the members of the International Trade Association are constantly struggling to survive. Recently, things seem to have gotten more difficult than ever for them, so just go and check things out. See if there's any way you can help. The head of the association is called Caricio, and he's a good friend of mine. Go talk to him. I'll wait for you here.
Alright, but I think I'm gonna end things here for now, actually. But I hope you all had as much fun as I did today. We got a whole bunch done, and now we're finally in Inazuma after all this time. But
why in the world can't I use my permit?
I hope to see y'all again next time for more of my streams. But till then, I'll see you later, and bye bye. Now wait, hold on. I can fix this. There's the running screen. And bye bye for real now.